Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everybody is doing amazing. So, tonight at 7 p.m., don't forget, we're having a 5 reasons to write your story um, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And let me tell you why that's so critical for me. As a African American woman owned business, I feel that more often than not, we don't tell our story. And because we don't tell our story, we allow other people to tell our story on our behalf, which is not good for our finances. It's not good for our legacy. It's not good for our next level. It's not good for our future because we do a lot of things to keep from telling our story. And so my message today is simple. Don't let the enemy steal your words. Don't let the enemy steal your progress. Don't allow the enemy to dip into your legacy because of certain reasons that you may have for not writing your story. I know for me personally, I said back in 1997 that I wanted to write a book, and it took me until 2011 to write my first book. If that's not procrastination for you, I don't know what is. And, it saddens me, good morning, Aurelia, to look back and see that it took me, 14 years to write my first book, and that everything I did after that took off after I wrote that first book. So some of you, your story is waiting to be told, and because your story is arrested, good morning, Vicky Mae, your progress is arrested because your story is under arrest. Your next level is under arrest. You are procrastinating with, and it's a lot of reasons that we don't tell our story now. Procrastination is the root of it, but we may be procrastinating for a reason. A lot of times we're worried about what other people say. Well, I tell you what, as much as I love social media for the freedom that it gives, for the freedom that it gives you, I hate it for the way it makes people feel that everybody's life is perfect. And everybody's life is just not what it looks like on social media. And we're so busy comparing their highlights to our day to day that, you know, we start to think, man, I'm not doing what I should be doing. I'm not doing what I could be doing. One of the best things you can do for yourself and everybody involved is keep your head down. Keep your head down and focus on you. Good morning, Nikki Lee. Keep your head down and focus on your progress. Keep your head down and focus on your goals, your projects. Keep your head down and just keep moving the needle. Keep moving your feet forward. And stop thinking that, oh, wow, this person is so far ahead of me. Because the truth be told, you're going to see about people's life what they want you to see. And very rarely are they rolling back the curtain and showing you the bad. More often than not, they're showing you the good part. I know some people that behind the scenes, their marriage is horrible. Oh, but you look on social media and they look great. Finance is horrible. You look on social media, they look great. Business horrible. Look on social media and their business looks great. And so, it's not even about taking social media at face value. It's about it as it relates to you. If they're doing good, great. If they're not doing good, whatever. But being worried about what other people have to say and what other people are doing is killing your next level. Aurelia said comparison kills progress. Worry about your own life. Worry about your own finances. Worry about your own relationship. And more importantly, worry about your own purpose. Because when it's all said and done, we have to ascend to heaven as individuals. And when we're at those pearly gates and he asks us, why didn't we write that story that he put on our heart? Or why didn't we do the work that he set us out to do? And we say, because such and such, that's going to be the wrong answer. Good morning, Sister Joanna. That's going to be the wrong answer. So make sure you register for tonight's webinar. It starts at 7 p.m. We're going to be talking about some reasons that you need to write right now. And that's absolutely right, Nikki Lee. We need to be worried about our own assignment, because I don't want to get to those pearly gates and be like, Father God, I didn't have. And he says, you have everything you need. You have everything you need for your next level. Now, whether you see it or not, that's your vision. That's your faith. We allow money, physical money, to restrict us, even though we're blessed, even though there's ways to go get money. But we allow the lack of physical finances to restrict us. Or we put more energy. We put more energy into pursuing a vacation, or pursuing an item of clothing. Or even I looked up the other day, this particular purse was $8,000, and that was on Tradesy. So I'm sure the retail price was 10 or 11. Who pays $8,000, $10,000 for a purse if they're not on TV every day? I'm not saying it's not people that can afford that purse. I'm not saying that, because I know the world is wealthy. But I'm saying you got people walking around with a $5,000, $10,000, $12,000 purse and don't have $5,000, $10,000, $12,000 in the bank. Our priorities are messed up. Anytime I have a class, people say, I have a class that teaches you how to get grants. And people say, well, how much is the class? You don't ask that when you're going out to eat and you order that steak. You don't ask that when you're sitting in the salon and they're doing your hair. You don't ask that when you want to get them diamonds on your fingers and toes. We've just got to set a new priority for ourselves and understand what gets you to the next level and what does not. And anytime you learn how to write and tell your story and tell your brand story, anytime you learn how to create content, because these are all the things that writing does for you. Writing helps you be able to create presentations that get you money. Some of us haven't written since we got out of high school. The world needs you to write. Writing allows you to create a business plan that gets you loans from the bank. We can't keep ignoring such an essential skill. And if you can't write, there's ways around it, but most of us don't want to pay anybody to write for us. And so now we're stuck. We don't know how to write. We don't want to pay anybody to write for us. We won't write ourselves. How do you get there? So if you haven't signed up for tonight's webinar, it's free. Make sure you do. bit.ly/rightnow2022. And stop worrying about what other people say and what other people think, because the only people I can worry about what they say and what they think is the people that are contributing to pay bills in this household. Amen. Can I just get one amen? If you're not contributing to my prosperity, if you're not contributing to my next level, if you're not contributing to me being free financially, then I don't care what you say. It has absolutely positively no bearing on my next level. As a matter of fact, sometimes people talking about you. Now, come on, we just need to go back to the word, because he said your enemy is going to be your footstool. Sometimes people talking negatively about you is just what somebody else needs to look you up. You may get your next client because somebody said something negative about you. You got to watch God work sometimes. He said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. He didn't say that weapons wouldn't be formed. He actually said that the weapons formed would be your footstools. He said he prepares a table before you in the presence of your enemies. He didn't say he was going to wipe your enemies clean. He didn't say he was going to put your enemies in timeout. He said that it don't matter if your enemies are there or not. He's going to feed you. But are you ignoring the feast? Wait a minute. Because you sitting there mad because somebody you don't like is at the table. Y'all, we got to grow up and we got to get a hold of our emotions. We got people with people that they don't like making money hand over fist. While we sitting here worried about who we don't like, you need to be sitting there worried about what's in your bank account. My event planner asked me earlier this morning, she said, are you working tomorrow? I said, Martin Luther King died for me to be able to work on MLK Day. Yes, I work in my business. I work every day. She said, well, I know it's people that observe Martin Luther King Day. I said they need to observe their bank account. See, I don't think that money is everything, but I do think not having it is. I don't think having money is everything, but I think being able to do for your kids is important. Being able to do for your parents is important. Being able to do something different for your legacy, for your grandchildren. I think all of that is of utmost importance. And you don't do it in this world without money. And because God is the overseer of all, then since he has all abundance, shouldn't I have all access to the money? See, you got to start looking at money differently. You got to stop looking at money like it's some foreign thing that's not available to you. It's not available to you maybe because you're not willing to do what it takes. It's not available to you maybe because you don't have the knowledge. It's not available to you maybe because you're so worried about what people are going to say and think and do when you start getting money. But those same people will get money beneath you, around you, and over you, and not worry about what you have to say. Them same people will write a best-selling book and not care if you buy a copy. See, I can pretty much guarantee you that the people you're worried about are not your target audience. Come on now. You're absolutely right. Proverbs says, the Bible says, money answers all things. Them people you grew up with in high school, they're not your target audience. They're not going to ever buy anything from you. Them people you work with, they're not your target audience. They're not going to ever buy anything from you. Start to understand who is important to hear from. It's important what your customers think about you. It's important what your clients think about you and your brand. It's not important what your Sunday school teacher think about you. Y'all don't hear me this morning. All of that time, all of that energy, worried about what other people think, you could have wrote 1,000 books. You could have made thousands of dollars. You could have changed your life 1,000 times. All of that energy, worried about what somebody else is doing, when what they do don't make you eat. It's just got to be a different mindset. We allow procrastination to take over us. I'm reading 2 books right now. Let's see if I can find them. One is called Master Your Emotions by Thibaut Marouse. And the reason I'm reading that book is because sometimes we will allow our emotions to keep us broke. The other one is called Master Your Motivation by Thibaut Marouse, a practical guide to unstick yourself, build some, and sustain long-term motivation. Now, those are the 2 things that hold us back: emotions and motivation. We're spending more time in our feelings than we are actually making progress. We don't make decisions based on rationale, because if we did, some of y'all would be my clients right now. We don't make decisions based on what makes sense for our future. If that was the case, some of y'all would be my clients right now. We make decisions based on emotions. We don't make decisions that are logical for our next level. We make decisions based on how we feel. And that's one of the reasons that men are beating us in business, not because they're smarter than us, but because they have a different decision-making logic. So we're making decisions based on how we feel about ourselves. I don't have much confidence. I'm shy. Uh, Nobody's gonna buy my stuff. It's not good enough. If God gave it to you and God made you, why is it not good enough? But those are the decisions that we're making. That's the logic we're using. And then we're not motivated. I had a period last year where I was sad about my mom passing. And in being sad and being depressed, it bled over into my work. So I started to move more slowly. And what I had to come to realize is that when you move slower, there's a domino effect for everything you do. So some things that I should have did in the summer last year, I'm just not doing. So I'm overwhelmed because I'm playing catch up. But we have to take our emotions. Sometimes I don't feel like doing what I do. So why do you do it, coach? Because I know it's necessary. Sometimes we got to do what's next. Do you want to be broke at 70? Do you want to be broke at 75? No. Then that should be your motivation to do the things you need to do. You see other people around you struggling. Do you want that to be you? No. So that should be the motivation. So again, we don't always do what we feel like doing, but the comparison is nobody has to come to your house to motivate you to go to a job. Ain't that something? Nobody drives to your house. You don't have a cheerleading squad that pulls up at your door and says, give me a J, give me a O, give me a B. What's that spell? Job. Come on, girl, get your clothes on. Get out of here and get to work. You can do it. You don't have that. You don't have that. So if you don't have that motivation to get up, get dressed, and get out of your house and go to a job, why do you need it to work on your legacy? Why do you need it to work on your business? Why do you need that motivation to make your own money? If you don't need a cheerleading squad to motivate you to get up out your bed at all times, I need to see an amen in the comments. At all times, a day and night, whenever they call you and whatever they want you to do. If they want you to go sit in the middle of 50 people with COVID, you're going to do it because that's your job. And if you don't need a cheerleading squad to cheer you into going to a job full of COVID, why in the hell do you need a cheerleading squad to cheer you to go into your dining room by yourself and work on your business? I don't understand it. And so what I say to myself is, with that same level of consistency, good morning, Tommy. With that same level of consistency that I went in search of their dimes, I'm going to go in search of my dollars. And until you start to do that, you will continue to get paid by them people, however much they want to pay you, whenever they want to pay you. Until you have the difference. And Aurelia, it can't just be on your days off. I was working a full-time job and working in my business full-time. I was working 8 hours a day at my job and 8 hours a day in my business. And I tried my best to only work 6 or 7 hours a day at my job, until you start putting just as much into your business, until you start putting just as much into your legacy, just as much as you put into a job, into what God gave you. They're not going to even out. Even if you work for yourself, even if you're a baker and you're trying to build a digital business, or you run a hair salon and you're trying to run a digital business, until you start putting energy and effort into that digital business, it's not going to grow at the rate that you desire. It's all logic, guys. It's all logic. So you got to not only master your emotion, but you got to master your motivation. There's nobody in the world. People say, I hire a coach because I need accountability. No, your coach is knowledge and wise counsel. Your accountability is your bank account. Amen. Did somebody hear me this morning? Put an ear in the comments. If you heard me, put an ear in the comments. Your accountability is your ability to pay your light bill. Your accountability is your ability to pay your water bill. Your accountability is your ability to retire and have money in the bank. When you look in your bank account and it is not sufficient as to what you want, you've not been holding yourself accountable. I'm going to say that again. When you look in the bank and you don't see what you want, when you walk around your house and you don't see what you want, when you step into your garage and you don't see what you want, it's not because you can't have it. Access is available to everybody. It's because you won't pursue it the same way you pursue a job. So guys, don't forget, tonight's webinar starts at 7 p.m. on the dot, bit.ly/right now 2022. 5 reasons you need to start writing right now. Stop being a victim to procrastination. Oh, and do we need to talk about perfection this morning? Do we need to talk about perfection this morning? Because some of you won't do what you need to do to be perfect. You won't launch because you're waiting on it to be perfect. You won't write because it's not perfect. But do you realize that repetition is the mother of all skill? The more you do it, the better you get. People say, well, coach, I don't go live because I'm not a great orator like you. This is 7,000 videos later. Matter of fact, I got notification from Facebook in 2016. Congratulations on your 3,000th live stream videos. It's not an accident. Being good at something is not an accident. Being good at something is a combination of the skills and the gifts that God already gave you. But will you polish those pearls? Will you sharpen your sword? Will you do the work? Will you read? Will you study? Will you practice? And if the answer to that is no, I don't have time, it's because you're spending watching other people on social media live the life that you should be living. You don't hear me this morning, put an ear in the chat if you hear me. You're so busy watching other people live in your house, drive your car, spend your money. So impressed by the Kardashians. So impressed by all of these people. And they don't have anything that you couldn't have if you just went ahead and did your work. They don't have anything you couldn't have if you just went on and was consistent. If you just go ahead and treat these gifts that God give you like a job. They don't have anything different. Stop putting your attention places where it doesn't grow your next level. I tell you, you have to make time for your next level. They say that you don't just have time, you make time. You make time for the things that are important to you. You make time for your next level. You make time for what is right for you. You know, I'm always amazed at women because we'll make time for other people before we'll make time for ourselves. We'll make time for things that don't even matter before we make time for our future. You'll make time for the grocery store and time to pick up your dry cleaning, even though both of them deliver. We got to start being great gatekeepers over our time. We got to start managing our time differently. We got to start managing our time like it's the precious commodity that it is, because we can get more money. You can even get a new liver. They had on TV the other day where they done tried to replace a man's heart with a pig heart. So you can even get a new heart. But you can't get new time. Stop wasting it. Stop thinking that you got all day to write this book. Some of you guys don't even have a great biography of yourself. You don't have all day to write that bio. You don't have all day to tell your story. People say, oh, well, you know, I don't know how you have so much time to read. I make time. Okay, Tommy, me and you need to chat. He said, I started my YouTube platform last year, July 2021. I haven't gotten over the during my videos. I'm determined to work them out. I don't edit my videos. I'm not trying to portray something I'm not. But you know what, Tommy? Let me tell you something. When people ask me about going live, and I'm about to start my YouTube channel too, it's called What's the Tea on Your Money? And on Tuesdays, we're going to talk about startup capital. And on Thursdays, we're going to talk about profit. And then on Sunday, a Sunday money tea party where you can ask your questions about anything that's going on in your business, and people to interview on my YouTube channel. People who want coaching about startup capital. We're going to be applying for grants. I'm going to be giving out business credit tips. I'm going to be giving out personal credit tips. I'm going to be giving out tips on how to apply for grant money, things like that. So when people ask me, well, coach, how often should I go live? I always ask, how much money do you want? And I see people launch channels, and I've said Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sunday, but that'll probably be just the first month. Hey, Kimberly Tolbert, after a while, I'm probably going to be on there every day. So you may say, why every day? Because every time I go live, I get a new client. Every time I go live, I get a new client. Hey, Lakeisha. So why wouldn't I go live as much as possible? I'm about to bring them old days back. So think about, let's just talk about the compound effect. So if you have a YouTube channel and you go live once a week, and that's 52 shows in a year. If I have a YouTube channel and I go live 3 times a week, that's 150 lives in a year. If I have a YouTube channel and I go live 5 times a week, that's 5 times 52. Is that 2,500? I don't know. Zero, 1. That's 160 lives. Is that right? Let me get on the. Now there's 260 lives. Let me get on my calculator. Hold, please. If you don't always have a calculator, let me tell you, if you want to really get serious about your money, matter of fact, anybody want to send me a new calculator, let me know. I just went through my last calculator. I run through calculators because I beat them up. So if I go live 5 times, yep, that's 260 lives in a year. Now, if I go live 7 times, that's 365 lives in a year. Now, who do you think is going to have more followers? The person that goes live once a week, twice a week, or every day? Do the math. Do the math. There's always somebody available. I tell my live stream is like the news. If you go early in the morning, there's going to be people there. If you go in the afternoon, there's going to be people there. You go late at night, it's going to be people there. There's never not somebody watching. There's never not. But are you willing to get out there? I'm telling you, your money is representative of what you are willing to do. It's not easy for anybody. Live stream is not easy for anybody. Speaking is not easy for anybody. Writing is not easy for anybody. Building a business is not easy for anybody. None of that stuff is easy for anybody. But are you willing? Are you willing to do it? And at the point where you're willing to do these things to change your life, to change your legacy, to change your income, to change your freedom level, that's when things start to change for you. That's when. Not a minute before. Same actions get you the same results. You keep getting up, going to your clinic, going to your job, going to your bakery, Good morning, Michael. You will keep getting the same results. It's not until you do those things that you are afraid of doing. And see, that's why the devil wraps your success in layers of fear. He knows the motherfucker. We're humans. We hate change. We allow fear to overwhelm us. And we stay stuck. And it's not until we do something differently. And it may hurt. It's like putting off a band-aid. There's a little pain initially, but for the most part, it doesn't hurt that bad. It doesn't. Once you get over that initial shock, it's like jumping in a pool. It's cold at first. But once you get over that initial shock, you'll be fine. And it's better off standing out here where you think you're comfortable, but you're not. It's better off standing here where you think you don't have any problems, but you do. It's better off than standing out here and you think all is well and it's not. You got to make some choices, guys. So be on the lookout for my new YouTube channel. I'm going to make a big announcement. We're going to go over there and have a big party. Y'all going to come? Y'all going to come to my big YouTube party? I'm going to have a big blast. I want y'all to invite everybody. I didn't give me some teacups to give away. Yep. And you know, it's just part of, I'm going to be asking to interview some of you guys. It's just part for that next level. And don't get me wrong, I hide too. Tommy, I've been hiding over here on YouTube Live. I'm on Facebook Live where I'm comfortable. Knowing I should have been on YouTube Live a long time ago, but it's different. And so it's time for all of us to live at the level at which God has ordained us to do and stop hiding our greatness. So I'm going to get out of here because I got a ton of things to get done before this launch because I'm automating my back end, all of my trainings so that I can have more time to spend doing what I do best, and that's marketing. So I love you guys tremendously. I appreciate you, and be on the lookout for where we're going to be on the move to next. And, you know, whatever it is in your life, just do it afraid. Just do it afraid. I promise you that fear is not as bad as you think it is. You know, once you get over that initial doing, and don't forget our writing webinar tonight. It's free, bit.ly/writenow2022. Don't just come, invite some other individuals, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great Sunday.